Morning, everyone. It's Tuesday, December 2nd. I just want to share a bit about the 30 pieces of silver that Jesus was valued at, and also a vision that I had and some understanding around this. And I'll just get right into it. So Jesus was valued at 30 pieces of silver, and God showed me silver at $2,000 in the past in a vision. So what came to me recently in understanding about this is that the 30 pieces of silver, and these are just all be approximate numbers. So it's about 13 and a half ounces of silver for those 30 pieces. And it was considered to be approximately half a year's wages. And if we said the US median wage is around 56,000 approximately, could be higher or lower, but that's approximate. You would divide that by two and then divide it by the 13 and a half ounces of silver, we get $2,070 per ounce of silver. So this is sort of the understanding that I had recently. Um, and the manipulation that we've seen on silver, I believe, is heavily connected to the enemy just trying to say, Jesus was valued these 30 pieces, so he wants to make that as cheap as possible to sort of make Jesus' life not seem valuable. But God will not be mocked, and we know that. So um, I think we can be confident that God will right these wrongs. Um, and then yesterday when silver spiked to $58.50, I was excited about that, saying, that's really awesome. And then God just said, like, this was like equivalent, this increase was the equivalent of a spit in the bucket compared to the gushing water flow that he was going to make happen to this price. So that was something I was just sharing. And then this morning, while I was praying, I had a vision of a huge pit. And it felt like it was on a hill, like a mountain, and it seemed like, but it was perfectly round, the hole into this. It seemed like a bottomless pit almost, right? Like that's what it felt like. In any event, I was coming up towards the edge of it. I could see like the rocks and the stones coming up to the edge. And then it was like I didn't have a choice. Like I was being moved. It felt like time was actually what was happening. My movement was connected to time. So as I moved up over the edge, um, I turned around backwards as I fell off the edge. And I should have just fallen, right? Like it's a huge pit. But there was this very strong updraft. And even the updraft wouldn't have kept me up. But all of a sudden I had a parachute and then I floated up in this updraft. And I had the understanding the edge of this hole was like the market's about to go in this hole and have a steep dive. But the parachute was compared to like I had this knowing in the vision that it was like the Holy Spirit lifting, and the updraft was God's movement. And there's also a connection to what Carolyn Dennis shared on Declaring Your Destiny about when the volcanoes go off, then the wealth would be coming at the same time. And I know in the last, I think, 2 weeks, there's been like five major volcanoes go off, and I don't think this is the sign of that, but it's certainly connected, and that silver is already passing this $50 mark. So there's definitely connections to these things. In any event, this is what I wanted to share today. So I hope that's blessed you. Take care.